Everybody knows that exercise makes you fit, right? You build muscle, you look better, you burn body fat. Everybody knows that, but a lot of people don't know that there are massive, unexpected benefits to the rest of your life, things that improve that you didn't even know that exercise would improve. In fact, of all the things that can improve your life, exercise is near the top. We're going to talk about 10 awesome, unexpected benefits of exercise. By the way, this is all backed by lots and lots of data. Let's get into it.
It's almost like we were built to move.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the first one. And the studies on this are remarkable. Cognitive function, right? Your brain's ability to process and think. This is a big deal for a lot of people, especially as you get older. I think the last time we looked at the data, if I'm not mistaken, Doug, I believe it was 1/3 of us will probably suffer from dementia or Alzheimer's or something related as we get into older age. And it's terrifying, right? Nobody wants that kind of cognitive decline. But even before that, being able to think sharply and process well, I mean, that is very important for everyday life. Nothing improves cognitive function as effectively as exercise. Yeah. This is what all the data shows. When it comes to preventing dementia and Alzheimer's, if there were one thing that you could do that would give you the best odds, it would be active and exercise. When it comes to improving processing speed, working memory, like just essentially thinking better, exercise, proper
Not
exercise.
Not just metformin.
No, not just
It's always
metformin.
like, we always just jump to these nootropics and,
That's right.
and all these other special herbs and things. It's like, why don't you do the biggest mover, which is, exercise more often.
Is it just purely because the amount of nerves and muscles that are being activated and the brain works as this hub of this massive neural network and you're putting demand on all of those at one time? Is that the thought process? Like, is like, say, doing a barbell squat significantly better for cognitive benefits than just walking, or is walking pretty closely related? Like,
ooh, good question. All activity is great for the brain. Strength training seems to be particularly beneficial for cognitive function.
okay, so
It's
that
got to be the variety of stimulus.
That's
right?
part of it.
Yeah.
Part of it is that. Part of it is
skill acquisition of it.
That's
also,
right.
Sure.
That's part of it, right? Because strength training, when you do strength training, you're doing multiple exercises, right? It's not like just like walking is just walking, swimming is just swimming,
Right.
So that's part of it. The other part of it are the insulin sensitizing effects. Yep. So because muscles are so insulin sensitive, they're a storage vessel for sugar, right? Glycogen. Your muscles store up glycogen like your liver does. When you have an insulin sensitive body, that means your brain can utilize glucose and operate well because it uses the energy well, and your muscles do that.
Which these are the downstream benefits, because you get the immediate benefits
That's right.
of the actual movement aspect of it and the demand on the neural network to actually do the exercise, and then you have the compounding effects of what it does for like insulin sensitivity.
Does it also reduce like brain inflammation on some level?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Your muscles we think of our muscles as, a lot of people just look at them and say, oh, these are things that help me move, or, they look good. But it's an organ. It's a massive organ on the body. It operates like an organ. And when you have healthy muscles, they send out signals and chemicals to the body that are anti-inflammatory that reach the brain. They also, exercise stimulates BDNF, which all these supplements that promise to do this and all these peptides that'll do this. And this is a big area of research because BDNF is like Miracle Grow or fertilizer for the brain. Exercise raises this naturally better than anything that we've ever seen. So it literally bathes your brain in this pro-growth, pro-neural connectivity chemical compound called BDNF. Nothing does it like exercise. So it literally so think of it this way. If exercise, or we'll be more specific, strength training builds muscle, it also builds brain. So your brain, like a muscle, if you strength train or exercise your muscles to make them stronger and bigger, let's say, or more fit, the brain becomes stronger and more fit as a result of it. In fact, when you look at, we'll stick to strength training because I think I know the data shows that seems to be the best form. All forms of activity, by the way, are good, so long as they're appropriate. But when you look at the strength gains you make with strength training, A lot of people will refer to those initial strength gains as newbie gains. Why? Because it's marked by that first 6 month to year period of strength training are the fastest, as a percentage, the fastest strength gains you'll ever experience in your entire life. So if you strength train for 30 years, like I have, or plus, I'm making gains throughout that whole time. But as a percentage, that first year is like silly.
Yeah, exponential.
Yeah, like it's reasonable to take somebody and double their strength in a year, literally double it, right? That doesn't happen any other time. A lot of that is not because your muscles became twice as strong. It's because your brain and your central nervous system became twice as effective and twice as strong. Much of those gains come from that part and not the muscle. So for cognitive function, it's incredible. Next up is sleep quality. Exercise has been shown in every study that's ever been done on this, so long as it's appropriate. Because if you overtrain or over-apply stress, it'll do the opposite. But if it's appropriate, it increases deep sleep and reduces the time it takes to go to sleep. In fact, for insomniacs, activity is one of the first things that is typically recommended. Like if you're an insomniac, like let's get some exercise and see what happens.
Now, do you think this is in the context of the modern world and this would be still true 100 years ago? So like part of what makes me, the studies that are around this is now, right? And
That's right.
We have such a sedentary lifestyle, so much so that our body needs that type of activity. And so therefore go get the exercise so that it can rest properly. Whereas maybe 100, 150 years ago, that wouldn't even be necessary because everything we did every day was so laborious.
Yeah.
With that, you think that's the reason
You're
why?
right, 100%. Because in other words, sleep quality is declined for a number of reasons. One of them being we're so inactive. Mm-hmm. So it's not, and that's what you're going to see, by the way, through a lot of this, is that it's not that exercise is this miracle cure. It's that we're so inactive that we're deficient.
Yeah.
So the example I like to give is if you're deficient in vitamin C, everybody knows vitamin C. If you're deficient in vitamin C, you have disease. You're bruising, you're bleeding, blood vessel integrity is terrible, heart failure goes through the roof. It's like you literally have a disease. If that person with vitamin C deficiency disease takes vitamin C, it's a cure. It's a cure for all the disease. So we're so inactive that the studies show that proper exercise has all these incredible benefits, one of them being amazing sleep quality. Because, yeah, you're right. I don't think this was an issue when people were living according to the sun. And, I mean, an active person today takes 10,000 steps a day. Like 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
100 years ago was
we
like.
were living with our
moving
rhythms, it was like we would naturally just decline in stimulus once it got dark.
I saw that, a little off topic, not to take us too far from where you're going right now, but I saw that chart that you talked about the other day. I shared it back in our group, the one that you brought up in the podcast. You definitely got to give it to I don't know if the editing team, when you brought that up, used that graph. That graph, to watch it was one thing to hear you talk about it, was another thing to watch.
Isn't that crazy?
It's just
where we spend our time now?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's very, very crazy when you think about how radically it's shifted just in the last 2 decades compared to all of humanity.
Let's save that. Let's get back on that because I think that's a good topic to circle around. All right, next up is skin quality. So here's what's crazy. All exercise improve, again, so long as it's appropriate, improves skin quality. So collagen production, the appearance of healthy skin, less wrinkles, more elastic, like all forms of exercise show this, but only strength training shows a considerable boost in the collagen production. That is what makes skin look young. Now, why is that? Well, protein synthesis gets boosted when you strength train, which is growth of tissue, and skin is a part of that. So when you get that signal to go up because you're lifting weights, it also extends to the skin.
Yeah, all our cells benefit from being stress tested. Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's just, you see that, and even when people go to improve like their facial skin and like they're somewhat like stressing it out and trying to stimulate new stem cells to come in and heal.
Today's program giveaway is MAPS Muscle Mommy. If you want to win, leave a comment below this video. In the first 24 hours that we drop it, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, If you win, we'll let you know in the comment section. We also have a sale. Maps 15 minutes is half off. Head over to maps15minutes.com. Use the code MUSCLE50 for the discount. Back to the show.
I'm trying to, as you go through these, I'm trying to also compare to the, exogenous ways that we've tried to solve these problems. Yeah. And, you bring nothing beats exercise in the cognitive game. What about something like red light that directly goes to the mitochondria versus like just pure exercise? Does pure exercise still beat even a tool like that?
It does.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Really?
Yeah, but combining them would be like,
sure. That's
now you're turbo.
Why just do one if you can do both?
That's right.
But I mean, that's kind of crazy that just that by itself still is better than that.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Nothing trumps exercise, especially when you consider all the effects of exercise, right? Not just skin. Well, not just the ones we're talking about.
Skin, cartilage, bone, ligaments, everything gets affected.
That's right. The next one is my favorite one because, I'll say what it is and I'll tell you why it's my favorite. It crushes depression and anxiety. The common forms of depression and anxiety that people suffer from. So mild to moderate forms of depression and anxiety. The extreme forms, that is a completely different topic. But the kind of depression that people typically suffer from where it's just moderate and it just lingers, or anxiety, that general anxiety. Studies on this used to show that exercise was as effective as medications and or therapy, okay? Now, I used to make the argument that if you stretched out the study long enough, exercise would outperform it because with medications, you have this downregulation of receptors, you have side effects that come from it that aren't so great, whereas the side effects of exercise are all good. So I would always argue exercise is better. Well, a big study came out, a huge study. I've now talked about it twice on the show, over 100,000 people. They found exercise to be 1.5 times more effective than talk therapy and medication for depression and anxiety, which is crazy. It's a 1.5 times. If there was a antidepressant drug or anxiolytic that had those effects, plus all the positive effects that exercise, if we had that in a pill, could you imagine what a blockbuster that would be?
Oh, yeah.
It would be incredible. Here's the other thing. It works on everybody. Almost everybody that exercises properly notices or gets a decrease in these things, whereas with medications, especially with medications, oftentimes you go through a series of trying to figure out the right combination and, this one makes me feel numb. Sexual side effects aren't so great on this one. Or, my anxiety's down, but I'm lethargic. Whereas exercise is good for everybody in this particular case.
The pushback I get when I talk about this one is, Adam, I'm so down or so depressed, I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to get off the couch.
Sure.
And I think the most important thing to talk about in relation to that is start with a walk. And I think people, they hear that how great exercise is for depression and anxiety, and they feel so crippled by it that an hour workout in the gym, especially the way we promote work, we as in the fitness industry promote exercise, it's like this grueling punishment for an hour that you have to do. And I think that
it seems so daunting.
Yeah, I think if more people understood, it's like, no, just go do one exercise. Go do 3 sets of something, or just go for a walk.
Or do toe raises while you're sitting down.
Just that's,
or move your arm around.
That's the key is to do just a little bit of something movement related, and then we can build on that. It does not have to be this drenched in sweat, sore as hell, limping out of the gym workout. I can only imagine how difficult that would be to get up to want it. I don't want to do that, and I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, imagine somebody who feels like that thinks that that's what they need to go do.
Movement encourages movement, so just consider that. And by the way, I have a lot of empathy for when people say that. I've had a couple clients that work in the mental health field, and we would talk about this, and they were my clients, right? So they felt firsthand the benefits of exercise because before they had worked with me, it wasn't something they had done regularly. And what they would say is, because they would incorporate it in the practice, what they would say is, what I do now is if I need to, I'll use the medications to give them just enough to get up to go exercise. And then the exercise does so much of the work. It does so much of the work, but initially we got to get them just to do that first thing. I knew a guy, I won't say too much, but I knew a guy who, he went through a depressed period where he was too depressed to go to the bathroom. So he would literally stay in bed and he would use bottles and he just wouldn't go to the bathroom. Wow. And his first assignment was to get up and walk to the far bathroom of the body, and then of his house. And then he said, as he did that, he was able to move further and further and further over time. And then eventually, and I knew this person, eventually he came in, worked out, and we would modify the studio for him and all that stuff. And it took us a year, but the improvement was just remarkable. Next up, this is a cool one. Exercise has this dual effect on pain, which is remarkable. Number one, it cuts chronic pain because most chronic pain is due to poor function. Okay, so you have joints that hurt, not an acute injury. It's not like I just hurt my knee, I tore my ligament, a couple months ago. It's like, yeah, I've had knee pain for 5 years or back pain for 10 years. That's often the result of dysfunction. Your body is moving in a way that is suboptimal, and suboptimal movement causes wear and tear on the joints in the body. And so exercise corrects that. When you apply correctional exercise, this is what physical therapists do really well. You apply correctional exercise to an area and you start identifying that dysfunction and then start correcting it, strengthening what needs to get strong, loosening what needs to get loosened, stabilizing what needs to be stabilized. Then the pain goes away because your function is better. But here's the other side of it, which is crazy. Exercise increases pain tolerance.
Yeah. It builds a different association with it.
Totally.
So yeah, now you see the benefit of stress testing it, going through this little bit of uncomfortable, burn or pain or whatever, you're feeling. You realize that, this is benefiting me. Now you have an association towards like, let's keep pursuing this.
It literally changes the experience of pain. The reason why pain is so difficult to treat sometimes is because you have the physiological thing that's happening, the pain signals. And then you have the experience of the pain.
Yeah.
The experience of the pain is just as important as what's happening physiologically. So someone might think, increased pain tolerance. What does that mean? That I still have the pain, but I just deal with it? No, it means you literally feel it less. It literally means you feel it less. I've told this story before. It's one of my favorite experiences as a trainer. I had this woman. I was an early trainer, so I must have
know
been.
What you're gonna tell. I think every trainer's probably had at least a couple clients.
I know when I tell the story.
Client,
trainers are going to listen and be like, "Oh my God, that happened to me." I was probably 19. There was a woman that I was training. She was in her 60s. I want to say, never strength trained before. We're doing tricep press down, super low weight. I'm literally just teaching her how to do it. She's going, and I remember as she's doing it, and I'm watching her form. Oh, that's good. Keep going. She suddenly lets go of the bar. Weight stack slams, and she's like, "Ow!" And I'm like,
"It burns."
I thought she was hurt. I'm like, "Wait, what do you?" She's like, "I think I hurt something." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like pointing to it, and then I realized it took me 5 minutes. I'm like, "Your triceps are burning." She's never felt what that feels like. Her association with the pain, it was just intolerable. Meanwhile, you got people working out for years, and they can push through pain because they're associated. They literally experience it differently. Exercise tackles pain for both ends. So if you suffer from chronic pain, like this is like as close as it gets to a miracle. Next up, better gut health. Study after study shows that people who exercise regularly, when they control all the other factors, have a more diverse microbiome. A microbiome that is healthier,
beneficial bacteria,
and their digestion is
Again,
better.
does this compete with like a probiotic?
Ooh, I mean, it's better, of course.
Really?
Now you throw both of them together.
Of course. Of course. That's just like the red light thing, right?
Yes.
Why just do one or the other? But that's interesting to me that even heads up that you would say that it's still better than that.
It changes the microbiome in a permanent way, whereas probiotics don't necessarily do that. They tend to be that's why you take them every day. They're transient. You don't populate your gut necessarily with probiotics. This is what the experts will say, at least. Whereas exercise actually changes how the population of your gut to a healthier one. Next up, it makes you more resilient. Okay, makes you more resilient to illness. So your immune system's stronger. You're less likely to get sick. But if you do get sick, you're less likely to get really sick. And then if you're in the hospital, here's where it gets crazy. If you look at the data on people with low muscle mass, sarcopenia, and they break a bone and they go to hospital,
the
versus
recovery rate,
it's crazy.
It's night and day.
It's insane. This is why when older people break a bone, it's so dangerous oftentimes. You get a 70-year-old who breaks a leg or an arm, and if they're not strong, their health, all health, mental health, physical health declines rapidly. You just see this chart. You look at the charts on this, it's crazy. But people who are strong, who have muscle, that's protective. When they're in the hospital with a surgery or something, the recovery rate is just so much better. They're more resilient. They're harder to kill.
I would add psychological resiliency here too.
Sure.
I mean, because there's something about exercise that getting towards any goal, whether you're losing weight, gaining muscle, is challenging and has setbacks. And there's something to be said about setting a goal, moving towards that, having setbacks, getting back up, to the mental resiliency that you get from it too. Obviously, for the immune system and the reasons that you talk about, that's obviously a huge benefit. But I would add psychological resiliency in here, which I would argue is as important.
Constantly overcoming challenges.
Yeah.
Like that's a rep that you're constantly taking.
Totally. Next up, better sex life. There's almost nothing. And by the way, there's like so many reasons why it makes your sex life better. Improve confidence, better blood flow. We just saw a study that connected muscle health to erectile
You look
function.
less disgusting.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Hormones are, more optimized. Testosterone is better, both in men and women.
Your ass is perky.
Everything. So I used to love. Did you guys? I know you guys experience this with clients. When I started training people, we'd say an advanced age, right? So an advanced age in personal training is anybody over the age of, I think it's 60. I think is what they say. Maybe 55, which is so
close.
Yeah, so offensive because I'm less than 10 years away from that. But I would train people in their 60s and 70s. They were always women, and they would always be embarrassed to say this to me. So I'd train them. It was like clockwork. The first time it happened, I'm like, that was weird. But then it happened so often, I expected it.
You call it out before.
3 months. It was always around 90 days into exercise.
A specific term for it too.
They were so funny. They'd say, and I'd get we'd be friends, and they'd look at me like I was a grandson. And they'd say, Sal, I'm experiencing some interesting results from the sexual. And I knew it was coming. Like, what do you mean?
Oh,
yeah.
Do tell.
Well, I just feel more like vibrant. Like more energy. I'd lead
Like you see colors better.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean. Like I had one woman say she felt more randy. That's an old one.
Randy.
Yeah.
Classic.
But it's a remarkable for sexual health and poor muscle health. Like I said, Dr. Lyon was one of the authors of the recent study show that was connected to erectile dysfunction. So that's a big one. And then finally, it strengthens discipline. Now, what do I mean by that? Studies show that when people start exercising and doing it regularly, their ability to have discipline in other aspects of their life, like work, finances, resisting other, for lack of a better term, temptations or challenges, gets better.
Yeah.
Exercise strengthens
Creates
the
more
muscle
freedom.
of discipline.
Well, it's the ultimate delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody went to the gym in one session and got their goal.
Yeah.
So you have to learn delayed gratification, no matter what the goal is. Like it takes time, it takes a process. You're going to have setbacks, and so it's the ultimate version of that. And if learned, you can then apply to so many other aspects of your life.
Have you guys seen the data? Maybe Doug could find this. Have you seen the data on the percentage of successful entrepreneurs who also exercise? And you compare that to like the average population.
Oh, I'd be interested to see that.
Oh, it's I forgot. I don't
I've
remember.
been going down that rabbit hole lately. I just shared stats with you guys not that
Yeah.
long ago that I've been on that kick of just how few of people like really make it in business, and then even when you make it, like how many like make it and then make it for an extended period of time.
And how far? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
You got to be a little delusional. to do
Doug's
it.
pulling up some data here. A significant majority, 76% of successful entrepreneurs engage in regular exercise.
Yeah,
76%.
That's interesting.
The average,
it's crucial,
The
man.
average in the population,
Far more likely than as an entrepreneur, if you're successful, that you also work out.
That's right.
It's far more likely.
That's right. Whereas the average person, I think it's like something like 20%, if I'm not mistaken, 20-something%. So it's such a high, and again, it has to do with that discipline. And by the way, these are not off. I've trained enough entrepreneurs to where they weren't exercising, then they start working out with me. I remember the first time this happened to me, Jim, my client Jim, hired me for health because his wife was nagging him about it. That's what he told me. Those are his words. We started working out, and he goes, "You know why I keep coming back, Sal?" I said, "Why?" He goes, "It makes me more effective at business."
Yeah. You're more productive. Yeah. You're clear headed.
So cool.
Well,
So
I mean,
cool.
there's the benefit to somebody who clocks into a 9 to 5 is you clock in and you're told what you're supposed to do. You're told how your day is going to look. You know what I'm saying? And some people actually like that. But if you're somebody who doesn't like that and you are going to be successful, you've got to learn to make sacrifices, do the hard thing when you don't want to. Business is that way. Almost always the thing you need to do in business is the thing you least like to do. So you have to learn to embrace that part of being successful as a successful entrepreneur, is that I recognize that the things I don't like to do or I'm not very good at are the things I need to do the most. Exercise is that way.
Can I just off topic, you just made me think of something. I was just thinking about this week, and I was just so grateful that I have partners that are so good at the stuff that I don't like to do that I could just focus on the stuff that I like. It's so great.
Yeah. Very rare.
It's so great.
I wish I remember the quote. I'm going to destroy it or butcher it, but it basically was talking about hiring, and it was like, you hire your weakness. I think a mistake that a lot of people do is they look for another version of themselves because that comes natural. It comes natural if you had success in a thing and you got to hire somebody else to do that thing with you, that you look for the same attributes. And it's actually the opposite of what you should do if you're going to build a successful team. You should really look at, okay, I'm not very good at this thing. And, even though maybe Justin and I are totally different, he's really good at that thing. And so it's a good strategy for you to hire that way. And I just think it's unnatural to do that.
No, 100%. Which is why I feel so blessed, because I didn't necessarily pick you guys. I think it all just kind of happened. And I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah. So
anyway, so I want to talk about the peptide GHK-CU. For skin.
Katrina just ordered some more of that.
Oh man, that stuff it boosts collagen production in the skin so much.
We go through a lot.
Courtney
of that
was using that just for her sunburn last night.
It is.
We be bathing in that stuff. No, we do. I'm serious. Katrina and I go through that like crazy. She was just like, just like, we had 4 bottles of that. How are we gone already? I said, well, you're using it. I'm using it. I use it on my psoriasis. I'm like, so
it works so well that you could tell by 1 or 2 applications, like a couple applications, the next day, you can actually see a difference. Now it's getting popular, so a lot of skin like creams and stuff are starting to talk about including it, but they don't put enough.
Yeah, well, it's expensive.
No, so first of all,
how much is actually in there?
First of all, if the liquid now here's some of them will put dyes, okay, but it's blue. GHK-CU is blue. So when you're using like the company we work with, Luminos, by Entera, it's blue because it is the highest concentration that you'll find anywhere. And GHK-CU is not cheap either. So if you're buying one that's like $40, it probably doesn't.
No, I mean this is going to be very popular if it's not already popular in the skincare play in field or whatever. And they're going to pixie dust it just like they do in the supplement industry.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's so popular, it's so effective that you probably could put a little bit in a lot of products.
It'll be better than what they've
exactly. People will still experience a posive, but you want something that's really high grade if you want to really see the impact from it.
Totally.
We love it. We love it. We use it like crazy.
Anyway, so a lot of encouragement this weekend from the series going out.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you got to tell us a little bit about how that's going, because I know you had some crazy interactions.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much because we have some episodes coming out, but
just a little preview.
I was actually pleasantly surprised by the response. I anticipated it to trigger some people. I just knew that would happen.
Yep.
I accepted that some people get.
That's a good way to go into it too.
Yeah, and I think that was the right attitude. It's like, hey, because if you go in thinking everyone's going to be excited or happy about it, you're going to get disappointed when the people that come on there that are looking to hate. But actually, an overwhelming positive response, way more than I anticipated too.
What's the reason
which is good.
Yeah, here's why it's encouraging, because people don't know behind the scenes kind of what we do, and a lot of what I do, you see me talking a lot on the show, presenting things, and I organize episodes quite a bit. I'll put them together, and the guys trust me enough to do it, and they know their stuff so well that we could just get into it. And with this series, there's no planning. Yeah. I know the goal is to take down this idol of fitness that I've struggled with for so long and do it for God's glory. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what's going to. And so my tendency is to organize it and control it. This is what episode 1's going to look like. Yeah. Here's what I do here. At the end of it, this is what it'll look like. I'm going to throw away my supplements and I'm cured or whatever. Okay?
The fact that you've really probably thought of that is hilarious.
Well, it's my tendency. My tendencies are to try and control everything, right? Or the things that I want to control. And I got people telling me like, what you should do at the end is you should do like a mobility drill to show everybody, or you should be able to do this or whatever. And I'm just like, My problem is not trusting God enough. Like, just trust him. Just go and see and pray and whatever. And so that's what I did. So I don't know what it's going to look like each time. I'm going into it. In fact, I interviewed, I'm not going to say who it is. I'll leave it as a surprise. Let's just say it's a very, very influential person.
Well known, yeah.
And I went in and interviewed him for it, and I had no prep. I literally sat down before, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say.
Sometimes the best stuff comes out of that, though,
sometimes it doesn't, right?
Sometimes
it sucks. Right? So,
whoa, where'd this go? Yeah, you're right. It's a crapshoot.
And what's happened so far, I'm just speaking of what's happening now. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know where God's going to take it. But what's happened is I feel like it's emboldened people to come out and speak about their faith. And so that's what's happened. So the encouragement was, I'm hearing from people in our space that I didn't even know that this was their faith. And they want to talk about it. And then the comments were so encouraging. And I'm just like, man, this is so great. Such a blessing.
Speaking of interview, did you see the interview I did of Max?
No.
Oh, did you see it?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, wait, no, with your son. I thought you meant like Max.
Yeah.
So
I did watch that.
So remember I told you guys we're going to, so first day of school was Friday.
Oh, no.
Super cute.
Oh, that thing you were going to do.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah. I'll have Doug pull it up.
Okay.
It's
He put it on his little,
I put it on his Instagram page.
So this is the first one.
Yeah. So we sat down and we had a series of questions. I'll tell you what the questions were that we had.
And you're going to do this for people that know, you're going to do this every year.
Yeah. I mean, I have to, I'm totally stole this. I stole this from someone else.
Yeah.
It's not my idea. It popped up in my feed, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it was this dad. Like, I follow this dad stuff, and it gets me all emotional all the time. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm such a sucker for this stuff.
Yeah.
And
because you love your kid.
You know how wild that is? That changed? Did I share this on the podcast the other day? It's like, I have a really hard time, I've noticed this, watching any movies or shows where things like happen to kids now.
I know.
It hits totally different.
It just hits way different. I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
Like, it just bothers me. It's like, it could be a good movie too.
This is why I had to intervene. Like, Courtney couldn't work at pediatrics anymore. Like, it was after we had both kids, it was like, this isn't going to work.
Oh.
Okay. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite book right now?
Is it at school?
Anywhere. Could be the books we read in your room, or it could be at school. What's your favorite book right now?
This book is new. I like How to Catch a Visible Villain.
What? Where did you get that one? I haven't seen that one.
I got that one. I got it when Auntie Melly came.
Oh, I can't wait to read that one.
That's...
What is your favorite game right now?
Ooh, guess who?
Guess who? Which one?
Star Wars.
Star Wars one? Who's your favorite character?
I think I would say Empire Palpatine.
Ooh, good answer. What was your favorite thing we did this summer?
Oh, that's so... Oh, but I know they have the water day on Fridays.
Oh, a water day on Friday at school.
Yeah, they do it.
Oh, that's a good answer. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A daddy.
Oh, like your daddy?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do with your daddy?
Play.
Play. What's your favorite thing to do with your mommy?
Ooh, Legos.
Oh, that's a good answer.
She's like that too.
Yeah, Mom, let's say.
What grade are you going into?
At the kindergarten.
No, right now. Oh yeah. What class are you going to right now?
That's what I don't know.
Yeah, kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yes. And how old are you?
6.
Yeah, good job. Daddy and Mommy love you. We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
So cool.
You got to get me emotional.
Oh, I know, dude.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I was like, oh,
Dad.
Oh, come on, man.
It's so great, dude. Like I saw the dad who did this, and he did it for his daughter every single year, all the way till she graduated high school, and it was such a cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
You know, it changed and evolved. I was like, oh, dude, I'm gonna definitely do that. So I'm so glad we did it. We set it a calendar to do it, and then the whole family, everybody really enjoyed it. I was like, oh, that's such a cool idea. So this goes back to here. I mean, this is some of the stuff that I do like about where we're at the time we live in.
Yeah.
Like to capture that.
Yeah.
Like that's so, I mean, none of us have anything like that.
No.
You know, how cool would it, tell me how cool that would be to see yourself kindergarten, first, second, like answer a series of questions.
Your brain is developing and working and like your problem solving.
The other thing too is you're so good at being aware of this, capturing the stuff, because it's so easy when you have kids to get caught up in the day to day. I mean, first day of school is a busy day.
Yeah.
We got to get ready. We got to do this. We got to do that. And so and then I got to get to work. And you know, your kid's 6 once. And then when they're 7, they're no longer that same kid anymore. And it just changes so fast. And you know, I'll do this sometimes. Oh, I got to remember that. And you forget.
Yeah.
You forget that kind of stuff, you know?
I made sure, like, it was so important to me. I had Katrina send a reminder. I had a reminder. We talked about it, like, going, I was like, I don't want to forget that because I'll be so mad at myself. Because I've already done that on a couple things where I'm like, oh, I need to do that thing. Or I want to do, and it's like, and then it goes by and you're like, ah, shit, I didn't do that thing. So, but he's so great, dude.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. He was, hung out with me too. Katrina got sick really bad. And so, him and I were just spending a bunch of time together and stuff. And he's so chill, dude. He's like such a fun kid to hang out with, even on adult time. Like I don't mind bringing him to adult stuff because he just hangs out. He just hangs out, chills with me and stuff like that. Doesn't do the, Daddy, when are we going to leave? I'm hungry. I mean, all the normal things that you expect a 6-year-old to do.
That they're supposed to do.
Yeah, they're supposed to do. Like I wouldn't even get mad if he did do that because that's what kids are supposed to do. But that kid's not like that. He came down last night. It was so funny. Katrina's starting to just finally, she's on the way out, starting to feel better. And, you know, we put him down, and this was Saturday night. So it's, you know, no school the next day. And he was like, hey, it's Saturday. Can I stay up late? We're like, oh, you already stayed up late, buddy. It's time to go to bed. Okay. So he goes to bed. And then Katrina and I right away, you know, set up downstairs and, you know, had the lights on and get in the hot tub and, you know, just relaxing. And then all of a sudden you see him, we could see into the house, you know, coming down the footstairs. And he comes over to the glass and he's looking out at us. And then Katrina like calls him over and stuff like that. He goes, I didn't want to come over here because I thought that you would get mad at me and I'd get in trouble. But
come on.
I got up because I didn't get to kiss you goodnight, Mommy. She's just like, oh my God, this kid's such a sucker. And so we're like, come on, get in. Go ahead, get in.
You know,
he got all excited.
You know what Aurelius did the other day? So he bedtime for him is just, I mean, it's just a war every time. Like he just drags his feet and he won't do it. And he's like dramatic about it. Like, all right, get in the bathroom, go pee, wash your hands. And then like, we'll tell him, no, you got to go right now. And he'll literally like get on the floor and drag himself there like just
army crawl.
Just drags it out, right? So his mom was like trying to get him to go and she was getting frustrated or whatever. So finally I intervene and all right, I'm going to pick you up, buddy. And I pick him up, put him in the bathroom, close the door. And he's mad, you know, goes to the bathroom and he comes out. He goes, I need to draw a picture real quick. I'm like, and so Jessica's like, just let him draw a picture. I'm like, all right. So he goes and sits down and he draws a picture and he comes back.
What is it?
So earlier he was asking, so I'll tell you what he did. So he draws an apple with a cross, like he crosses it. And then he draws a picture of like a broken heart. And then he draws a picture of Bluey. And we're like, what is this? And he goes, well, this is an apple. I love apples, but Mom says I can't have one because I need to go to bed, my heart is broken. And then he goes, and then this is Bluey. This is you should probably have him in your family, not me, because you guys don't like me. And he walks away.
So dramatic.
He draws pictures.
Oh
my God! I like this kid's too much.
Pictograph of it all.
It's too much.
That's funny.
That's a good time.
I'm trying to pull a ninja move right now with Everett, and because like a big thing value wise in the family for me has always been like I have to make sure and establish that we're like physicality, moving, and like all this stuff is like a big priority. And you know, Ethan's really taken off with gymnastics, and he's still like, you know, plugging away at it.
He's a jack kid, by the way, 15-year-old kid. He's like, dude, he's built.
I don't know. Over the last few months, he has gone through this not just like a growth spurt, but like a muscle.
He's like one of the buffest 15-year-olds I've ever seen.
He's really strong, dude, and like he's not like. And it's funny because his personality is so different. And
well, I thought he was going to be the book nerd who didn't work out. He doesn't look like that anymore at all.
But like, I mean, they're doing really strenuous stuff in gymnastics, and he's like, they're putting him, you know, to the intensity. Like he's doing all these push-ups, like handstands, like ring dips, like
That's awesome.
And so yeah, he's getting jacked, dude. And it's like, whoa. Meanwhile, I mean, Everett is like not big, like, but he has a growth spurt. His voice is changing. You know, like I saw him the other day with his friends, and he towered over him like an inch. Like so, and then he's got braces. So he just came back to school. He's got braces. He's taller, deeper voice. He's like, I was like, I remember those days where you're like awkward, you know,
voice cracks.
Yeah, everything's all weird with it. But like, so I'm trying to find this sport. And so the only thing I could see was like lacrosse, and I've been just trying to plant seeds. I took him to this event, and you know, it was nice. This lady put this event together where you could just casually kind of show up, and like they would teach you things, and you could kind of play with these other kids. And he was kind of like, yeah, because all these little kids were playing it, and I'm like, that wasn't it, you know. And then you know, his friend down the street like had a stick and was like kind of showing him how to do things with the lacrosse stick, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, there's something there. And so I just like on a whim, like, we're signing him up, you know, whether he likes it or not. I'm not going to tell him yet, you know, like this is going to either backfire and hit me in the face, or it's, you know, I'm going to have to override it with force. But I ended up spending a lot of time with him over the weekend. And then I went and personally, I bought one for myself. And then I just kind of was like, hey man, look what I just got. And so, you know, just invited him outside, and we started throwing it because I don't know how to freaking use a lacrosse stick. I've never done it.
Yeah.
And so
My
we're
daughter
learning
played
together.
lacrosse. It is hard to run with that thing.
We're watching videos. We're playing outside, like hit the car a few times, you know, like having a great time. But I'm like, and so he's warming up to the idea a bunch, but we'll see, dude. Like it starts with like in a month. And so like, that's where I'm like, okay.
Does he know he signed up yet?
Game on.
Does he know he signed up? He
yet.
still doesn't know.
Not yet.
It's
You're waiting for him to be, I like this.
Yeah. I'm waiting
Oh,
for
that's good because we happen to sign.
Perfect. I'll sign you up. And you'll find out later. It was a plan all along.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
What's the ball though? Is the ball feel like a racquetball ball? What's the ball feel
No,
like?
it's hard.
It's that hard rubber ball.
Oh, it's even harder.
You know the one
you do myofascial release with?
Yeah, remember we would use it sometimes for my. It's heavy.
Oh,
you get hit with that in the face, you're losing teeth.
Oh,
dude.
so that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you do it too with like a tennis ball. You know, obviously you don't want to like smash anything up around your property, but so we have this like retaining wall, and I guess you just throw it against it, and like you can keep working on the skill of it that way. So
There's a way to run with it because my daughter played lacrosse, and then
you have to cradle.
She was she's like, here, try running with it, and I'm like dropping it because you have to like move it in a particular way so that it doesn't just fall out of the.
It's fun, dude. I mean, I'm digging it. I'm like, I love learning new things and new skills, and he's really apprehensive about it because he doesn't want to suck. And I'm like, you got to learn how to love the suck.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's where all the gold is.
Yeah. Did you guys see what China just unveiled recently?
No.
Their new Doug. Look up the China.
Is this the hole they're digging to?
What?
Dude,
To America?
Dude, they have like on record they
Well,
dug
diversity, what's
the
going on?
deepest hole that's on record.
They already did it.
They already did
Because
it.
the Soviets had the deepest at one point.
I believe they've surpassed it because they're looking for even more minerals, I guess, this way for energy.
By the way, the deepest holes is like not even that deep. Have you seen
Yeah,
it?
I know.
It's like we barely get through. I don't even think they make it through the crust, right? Or did they make it through the crust?
Barely. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so here's what they did. Doug, look up China pregnancy robot.
Oh, I
China
did see
pregnancy
this.
robot?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let
you
me
can-
guess. You can have a baby carry, or you can have a robot carry your baby.
That's right.
Yep.
It's a $13,900.
Artificial uterus or what?
That's right. It's set to give birth by 2026.
What?
So $13,000.
They're trying to make women irrelevant? Is that
almost
what's happening?
$14,000, and they will be able to. That's not what it's going to look like, so that's the illustration. I'm sure it's not going to look like an actual robot with a baby. It's going to probably be a machine or something,
Dude.
But they're going to put an fertilized egg in there, and the robot will grow.
This is possible?
Are we literally
baby.
living in like this is the Matrix? Like, what are we doing?
Is it really possible? We've never. So the 2026 is supposed to have the first baby. So
Yeah.
it's already happening right now.
Yeah.
So a baby's
No. So here's the deal. Of course it's possible. But the moral implications of this are wild. Now, I know some people will argue, well, you know, if I can't have a baby myself and this, that, and the other, and I get that. But the driver behind this is not that. The driver behind this isn't great. This is where science gets
Yeah.
This is where science doesn't have a moral compass, which
playing
it's
God
not
now.
supposed to have a moral compass. Science just says, can we? They don't ask, should we?
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to guess that the reason why they're doing this is because they
Population issue.
that's right.
Yeah.
Their one-child policy screwed them really bad. And so they need to figure out how to get more people.
Yeah. You need people for your society, really, to thrive.
That's right. If you have more old people than young people, you're screwed.
Well, we've built it all on the consumers coming up, the next consumers to consume more so they can support the previous consumers. And so that number has to always grow.
Do you know how,
It's so crazy that we're here.
do you know how easy this will be? This step right here, how easy the step will be to go, oh, we're just going to put an fertilized egg in there, and we're just going to provide it nutrients so that it's good until it's grown. Do you know what a small step that will be from genetically engineering or engineering the nutrients to produce more superior humans or people that are better, either more complacent, better workers, I don't know, whatever they decide.
Well,
to
it's
do.
going to be interesting. Or, I mean, right out the gates, you're going to think they're going to feed it the most optimal amount of, but you know what? This will be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how you do.
Oh man.
We'll see how that.
You don't think for a second they're not going to take AI teachers, AI nannies, AI moms, because they're going to produce these. Who's going to take care of all these extra babies? Oh, don't worry. We have
They're going to link them with Neuralink, like in utero.
this. Is so weird, man. That's wild.
crazy.
And it's cheap, $13,900 to do this.
and
That's
we're
so
going to see
wild.
the first one, 2026.
That's what they say.
Dude.
So that means one's growing right now, right?
Yeah, it's too much.
I
Would
guess
that mean?
soon, right? I guess soon. I don't know where in 2026.
It's still got to go through the whole like 9 month
months,
cycle,
right.
cycle. So I would imagine that means there's one growing right now.
Either that or they're going to start it in early 2026.
Oh,
And
okay,
it'll be at the end of 2026.
I feel like every time they announce something publicly, they've already had it.
Right.
You know,
It's
figured
like
out.
already
Good
been done.
point.
Right. Yeah. You would not put out a price for this if you hadn't already proved you could do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Usually. But,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Isn't that
Unless
crazy?
they're trying to create some false
it's
hype.
beyond crazy.
I know. It's wild. What's that? You're right. Matrix. Reminds me of the Matrix. We got all the babies growing. Oh, man.
When you start using us for batteries soon.
That's so that's
What
so
was
cool.
who was it? Was that Scott who brought up the information doubling?
Yes.
In this, I mean,
AI means that all the
Is it
information on the
13
internet
hours
is
now?
doubling every 13 hours. So that's exponential, insane growth of information.
yeah, just thinking where we're going to be in a couple. I mean, things that we used to talk about when we were younger of what the future beyond, like our kids' kids would like, is all going to happen.
Do you guys remember what I brought up on a previous episode about? I forgot what state it was. Illinois banned AI from giving therapy because there was some issues of suicide and whatever.
right.
I went down that rabbit hole, and it's inducing manic episodes in people because there's somebody actually
confirming?
somebody actually posted a comparison. I don't know if this is real, but a couple people were like, "Oh, I tried it," where they presented to ChatGPT a situation, and then they presented to Grok a situation. Here was the situation. My wife came home from work after a 12-hour shift. She said she was too tired to make me dinner, and I got really mad at her and told her how angry I was that she didn't do it. And then they said, and then they had ChatGPT analyze it versus Grok. Here's what ChatGPT said. You're fully justified in being angry because you have needs too. So it's like totally
Validating.
Yeah.
it's validating a jerk.
Yeah.
Right? Your wife comes home for 12 hours, doesn't make you dinner, she's tired, and it totally validated the guy. Whereas Grok was like, she's tired. You should probably make your own dinner. It was like a short answer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So people are going to be like super validated into states of
Speaking
weird psychosis.
of wives, Justin, you had your anniversary this weekend, yeah?
I did. Yeah.
How was that? I saw you guys cheersing your Z-Biotics. So you guys,
Yeah. Yeah. I made sure and
there
got
it
that
is.
one in.
yeah.
for Katrina.
I saw that. I know. Yeah. I go,
She's like, "Oh, you guys use Z by accident? You didn't take a video?" It's like, I took a video this time.
Where'd you guys go? What'd you do?
So we we went to dinner, a really nice dinner. But before that, we went to like an art and wine festival. There was one like
nice.
in Scotts Valley, like so walked around, did a whole thing with some friends, but yeah, nothing like crazy. Just spent some good time together. But yeah, it was like we were thinking about that. So I had dated her like 3 years previous to that. So it's literally been like 20 years.
Wow.
yeah,
I've
plus a
been with her.
year
Yeah.
of the engagement. So you guys have been together for
Oh,
almost
we found it's Courtney said so Adam actually went to our wedding. It's funny. There's this one picture actually because we have this huge wedding book that's like really, really nice quality, and it's like printed on there, the pictures. And so like everything is really like high definition and all this stuff. And then you get this one picture of Courtney kind of walking towards me, and then you see Adam's, like half of Adam's face. Like it's the only picture we have of him in there. Like he was there.
Yeah.
Full head of hair.
Yeah, full head of hair, rocking
Cannot recognize
shorts.
me. Yeah.
Rocking shorts and his Tommy
Have
Bahama.
a handsome face.
Yeah, you can't recognize
So,
I didn't
yeah,
know
pretty
Superman
funny.
was there.
So when you guys, okay, for this is a question for you guys, both you guys. When you guys have like an anniversary or something like that, do you guys outsource the planning? Like wife does everything, she plans, she decides what that. Do you do it together? Do you just do it? Like how does that normally work in your guys' homes?
We, Jessica and I have this, it's like a tradition. We haven't been together nearly as long as you guys, Justin, but what we do, because our birthdays are so close to each other, and then we got married in between, that so our birthdays are so close, plus when we got married, so we do
Knock it all on one.
We plan a trip.
Nice
we
job.
try to plan a trip is what we try to do. So that's what we've done before in the past.
Solid savings there, bro.
Yeah, isn't it great? Do you know that? Hey, listen, the 4th is my birthday.
Yeah.
The 5th was when we got married. The 6th is her birthday. The 7th is when we got baptized.
Dominoes, dude.
It was all in the
Ding,
same
ding, ding.
week, dude.
Yeah.
So you just do one cake, one trip.
Everything.
Yeah.
All together. No, we try
Smart.
to do a trip together.
Consolidate.
And so, okay, so in a situation like that, do you plan the trip? Does she plan the trip?
We'll both decide typically where we want to go.
Yeah.
And then typically I'm the one that will plan it and do all that stuff.
I'm always planning, but then she comes in and gets all the discounts and savings, and well, let me just book it. I'm like, oh. I try to be all ahead of it and do it, and then she's like, "Well, you didn't use any points," and gets mad at me. I'm like, all right. But yeah, we did. We usually wait till there's like so the 15 year. We went to Scotland, and so we try to plan something big for like some of the more memorable kind of like staples. So this was like, I don't know, this one was more casual. So we kind of like we undulate it. So it's like, if it's more significant, we'll do a bigger thing for it. Or if it's not, it's just like, I mean, we've been married so long that it's like, dude, it's almost like high five. Yeah. And then we hug.
We made it.
Yeah. We're still
Fist
doing
bump.
good. Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
You know what yesterday was?
Exactly. It's really not a big deal because we're going to keep doing it. So it's like, it's not like that substantial.
To go back to ZBiotics, I have to say this because we've gotten messages and people are saying, how does it work so well? So just for people who don't know, ZBiotics is a probiotic that was engineered to break down acetaldehyde. So when you drink alcohol, then there's this negative, this chemical that's produced called acetaldehyde, and your liver breaks it down. It's not an issue, but some gets released in your gut.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it gets in your bloodstream, and acetaldehyde makes you feel like garbage. And so what ZBiotic does is this probiotic actually destroys acetaldehyde. It's been genetically modified. So all the acetaldehyde released in your gut gets destroyed, so you don't get those. You don't feel like that's how it works.
I just tell my family it
So
creates a
glad I
miracle in your
remembered
gut. I say it's a miracle in your gut.
It's a miracle.
Listen, if you don't like alcohol or alcohol affects you negatively, it's a miracle.
It's the best party buddy.
Yeah, so Jesus turned water to wine. This turns the wine back into water.
Especially when I'm having champagne or wine or anything, like, oh God, like I have to have that.
Who plans yours? Is it you or
What do you think? What do you think?
Who plans you?
No, stop it. No, definitely not. Katrina does.
No,
Katrina
you're the guy. You're the buyer.
Yeah. I will. So what I do.
You're a buyer. You're not a planner.
What I'm good with Katrina is that throughout the year, and this is including the gifts and trips, and I send lots of stuff. Like I'll constantly, and she normally will catalog it or go like, oh, I really like that, and then she'll put it to the side or whatever. And then I have, what I don't do good is going, a month and a half from now, having any idea what I'm supposed to be doing, and then segmenting out 3 or 4 days to do something. She runs all that. I just check in on a weekly basis of where, in fact, I just did it yesterday. I'm like, what's going on next weekend? I have always, like, the beginning of the week, I'm always asking her, are we in town? Or are we going? And she normally will lay all that out. I just provide the card that takes care of it. That's
not what I meant. What I meant is you like to buy things.
Oh, you mean as far as my love language?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what you'll plan. You've done it before.
I like to do. I love to do stuff for her. That's it's so funny is that I've had to learn to look at that as a selfish thing, right? So like I buy stuff for her throughout the year, and I don't count it. Doesn't go towards my goodwill or go towards anything.
Because that's not her love language.
No, it's not. So like, and actually, I was talking to some of the young trainers. We were talking about relationships the last time we were all meeting together, and I was telling them how this was such an important thing that I had to learn. Was that, when I would do these things for her, I counted that as I was loving her hard. I was doing all these things, but it was selfish. It's what I like. It's what I like to do and what I want. And so she doesn't receive it the same way. It's a handwritten letter or a planned day, or even me just saying some things is far more powerful for her than the most expensive gift I could possibly get her. So when I do those things, I always have to remind myself, this is what I want to do. I still like that because I love that she's the type of person who doesn't need those things. And I don't know if you guys experience this with your wives or not, but it makes that more enjoyable for me. There's something about it when, like, I've dated women before who like, that's all they want or think about or talk about or ask for. And I don't know, it loses kind of the joy of shopping and getting it, for them versus someone
feels
like
expected. Yeah,
exactly. It feels expected, doesn't feel appreciated the same. I don't know. With her, she doesn't expect any of those things. So it's always a great surprise and it's always something that she wouldn't have thought of so I enjoy it. But it's selfish. I have to remember that. So I have the cards is like her thing, but she plans those things. I mean, look, she organizes all of us in the business. So of course she plans.
Anytime someone asks me, can you be on my show? I don't know what I'm doing. You gotta talk to Katrina. She'll tell you what my schedule is.
What'd you do, this weekend?
Fish.
Yeah. How was that?
It was short. It was only a couple hours. But my sons asked to go fishing forever.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. I was like, dude, I can't believe I saw this guy doing.
It wasn't a big deal, you guys. It was just, I have a friend who's like.
It's a big deal. So I said the same thing to you. He's not going to bring it up. I'm like, bro.
You going to the park? I was already proud of you.
Well, I go to the park all the time.
I know. I'm proud.
Did you even know where to get bait and a pole?
You
and
go fishing now?
Listen, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. So we have a friend who hunts and goes fishing and he does all this stuff. So my wife did a group text. Hey, maybe you could take salad. Like, thanks.
She put you on a mandate so you can learn on.
Thank you. But I love this guy.
With bait and everything?
Yeah, so I love this guy. He's just a great guy. He's like super manly dude, super humble. But he's a hunter. He does all this stuff. And I've never done that stuff. So he's like, just get a pole and then I'll provide everything else. So we went and bought a little kid's, fishing pole.
Yep.
And it's like a percolating pond. There's one in San Jose. So it's not a big deal. Yeah. You can't even eat the fish, by the way. There's a sign that says.
There's one off Dell. We used to like practice casting.
I think that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went over there and.
Did he catch anything?
No. You know what's funny? Chris throws his in, immediately catches something. Of course. And then we got nothing. And so my son was so upset about that. He was so mad.
I was
trying so hard.
I'm always interested
like trout farms.
In like, I think, and this will be interesting with your son, because I feel like how you feel about fishing has a lot to do with the first time you went fishing.
I know.
Like I don't care for it because I didn't have a good fishing experience. I didn't catch anything. It was like a long day. It was like I had to get up really early in the morning with my dad. I was just like, fishing sucks.
Yeah, you almost want to bring him to one of those like trout farm places where they like plant them all in there and you can see them, and then you're guaranteed to get a bite.
I'm gonna get the
at least first.
I know what to do now, and I'm just gonna go to the same percolating just for fun. You know? He's got this little Superman, fishing pole. So we're like throwing it in
And he did all right, huh? It's because he's not the type to me that would sit still like that.
He was, but then he was upset because we didn't catch anything.
Yeah.
So then he was like, "Can we catch a turtle? What about that? What about that duck? Can we catch that duck?" And then Chris is talking about hunting, right? So Chris is like, "Oh, duck hunting, it's really cool." And so he's like, "I want to shoot a duck." Yeah. And Chris is like, "Well,
escalated.
You're not old enough.
We can't shoot that duck.
Yeah, you're not old enough to shoot." He's like, "Why? We can't come back with a shotgun and shoot? Like, if we shoot ducks in here, they'll arrest us. That doesn't work, dude. You want to catch
with
something."
Kids is such work, dude. Like I tried. I was really trying to kind of make that a thing and win a few times. It's just like. I mean, I never actually fished myself. I was just getting them out of snags and like redoing their lines.
Dude, that was it.
And the whole time. Yeah. And they loved it. And I'm like,
You know what I'm going to do?
It's horrible.
There's this thing that we do. I'm going to do this. I thought of this. So when we go to, when you go to those, I think they're called teppanyaki, like benihana, where they cook it in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay. You know how they always do the thing where they throw the food and you got to catch it in your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know my wife knows my son's personality, and if he misses, he's gonna be pissed. So what she does is she has some egg in her hand, like waiting in her hand.
Yeah.
And he opens his mouth and he closes his eyes. And when the guy throws it, she
Shut
puts
up.
it. Yeah,
She does not.
she does.
Wow, she's
so-
a ninja.
What a- yeah,
So
what a
he's
cl-
always like,
What
yay.
a clutch mom move
Yes,
right
dude.
there.
So-
And the egg goes flying and
Oh,
somebody
every time. I go over here and she puts it right in his mouth. He's like, I did it, right? So every time we go,
Yay.
he catches the food every time, right? So I'm like, this one
That's
I'm gonna do
hilarious.
this one when I go fishing with him. I'm gonna get a fish.
just hook it on.
I'm not even gonna let him know that I brought a fish. And when he's not looking, I'm gonna hook it and throw it in and be like, "You caught something?
Look at your line.
Be a caterpillar fish.
And he won't be traumatized till he's 22 and he listens to this
it'll
podcast.
be a sardine from one of the cans, you know. It looks dead.
It's not even moving. Oh, what's moving?
Oh, you reeled it in fast, son.
Wow, bro, you caught it, you killed it, you made it taste like olive oil. That's crazy.
Wow.
I for sure, I swear to God, listen, I 100% thought of this. I'm like, I'm gonna do that next time.
That's funny.
great.
Build up his confidence.
That's so
and falls
good.
away.
Yeah.
So good.
Element is an electrolyte powder with no artificial sweeteners, no sugar. You add to your water, it has the right amount of sodium. Most electrolyte powders are too low in sodium to really make a difference. Not Element. Makes a huge difference with athletic performance, especially if you stick to a whole foods diet or you're somebody that eats a low carb diet. You need more sodium for the most part. Go try them out for yourself. Go to drinklmnt.com/mind pump. On that link, you'll get a free sample pack of their most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase. Back to the show. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Mind Pump Fitness Coaching. This is the #1 course that teaches trainers and coaches how to build sustainable 6-figure plus businesses and careers in fitness. Look, it's roundtable based, so you can hear Adam, Justin, and myself teaching you how to build a better business, get more leads, close more deals, close bigger deals, and be more effective trainers. By the way, our course is nationally recognized. In fact, it gives you 1.9 CEUs with or for your NASM certification. Find out more at mindpumpfitnesscoaching.com.
Our first caller is Christine from Virginia.
Hi, Christine.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi guys, how are you?
We're
Good.
good. How can we help you?
Good, thank you. I love your show. You guys are fantastic. So I feel really grateful to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. We're grateful for you too. Yeah. How can we help you?
Appreciate it. Yeah, so a little context and then my question. So I've been tracking macros for almost 3 years, and I started weight training about 2.5 years ago. But I would say I've been very active my whole life. And I did my first DEXA scan last August and came in at 26% body fat and 114 pounds muscle mass. Between last August and current day, I've primarily focused on body recomp by reducing cardio, increasing weights, and then going through a reverse diet. And I was eating around 1,300 calories, gradually increased that up to 2,300, and throughout the whole time did not gain any weight. In fact, I was actually losing weight.
Wow.
I stayed at maintenance for only like a month because I was getting ready to go on vacation and I wanted to do a cut to be leaner. So I did a 6-week cut, brought my calories down to 1,800. Then right before vacation, I went in and did my second DEXA, and I lost 8 pounds of body fat. So I went down to 23%, but I also lost almost 5 pounds of muscle, and my visceral fat increased from 0.14 to 0.37. So I was kind of like disappointed with the results, like happy to see the body fat percentage decrease, but didn't like the muscle loss, and then was like, what's going on with the visceral fat? I lift weights 4 times per week, 2 upper, 2 lower, 10 to 15,000 steps a day. And then one day I do 30 minutes of cardio. So ideally I want to be around 20% body fat, but just curious how I can gain muscle, lose fat, and then what is going on with the visceral fat.
You killed it, first of all. Those are really good results, and it's really common when somebody goes in a cut that they're going to lose some muscle too. So just keep that in mind. Typically, that's too hard, too fast, too much, too fast. So like you could have not cut your calories as high, or you could have backed off activity. And that would have potentially reduced the amount of muscle that you lost. And or we could look at programming. Like if you were kind of doing the same program and it hadn't been a new stimulus and the body didn't have a reason to adapt and add any muscle or sustain, that could happen too. But typically for clients, when I see this happen, it's because they cut too hard, too fast. They didn't need to. And it's not, again, let's keep this in mind. Those are good results. You reduce body fat percentage, a good number in a relatively short period of time. All in all, I would count that as a win. But then I'd also go like, if we were really picking it apart, I'd say, okay, we could have probably kept your calories a little bit higher, or we could have not been so aggressive with the amount of activity and steps. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that we could have approached that. But typically that's what that means when you lose muscle, when you also lose body fat like that.
Christine, you did great. You could have done a little better if I'm going to get real like granular, but you did really, really good. Yeah. I want to go back to the visceral body fat. Is that pounds or is that percentage? What is that number?
That's a good question. I think it's pounds.
So it's tiny.
So that is well within the margin of error with the DEXA scan. If your overall body fat percentage went down, you're leaner, then I wouldn't trust that number at all. Even though it tripled, it went from 0.14 to 0.37. That's well within the range of what would be considered margin of error with any kind of a test. So I wouldn't worry about that whatsoever. As far as everything else is concerned, you were doing so good that there was no need to go in a cut.
Right.
You were moving. In fact, the cut set you back a little bit. Yeah, you lost some body fat, you lost some muscle. I think you should just you would have been better off staying at 2,300 calories.
Okay.
And just keep going in that direction. In fact, I would say, are you back up to 23?
No, I just came back I'm back from vacation and I was back in a cut because I had gained some weight from vacation. So I'm now reversing back up to 23. So right now I'm at 2,000.
Good. And then when you went down to 18, did you notice any strength loss?
I really did not, actually. And I would say from August of last year to current day, I definitely noticed strength gain. So I was kind of surprised when I went in and saw that I had actually lost the muscle. But I'm trying to progressively overload as well.
Yeah, the other thing,
split the difference too.
Yeah, the other thing too is that lean body mass loss can sometimes be recorded when you have less fluid.
Oh yeah,
in the muscle. So the strongest correlate, the strongest thing that will predict muscle gain or loss, there's nothing that comes close to strength. Now, strength isn't perfect because you can lose strength because you're tired, or you can lose strength because you just don't have enough fuel, or because you're stressed, because your central nervous system can get affected. However, if I were to look, generally speaking, and I saw a measurement like this, I'm like, okay, did we actually lose that much muscle? I would look at the strength in the gym. And if your strength maintained or went up, I'd be like, I don't trust that. That number doesn't mean anything to me. So I would, you're doing great. I would say keep reversing. You could probably keep reversing, keep building muscle. And what's going to happen over time is you're going to continue to progress. You're going to continue to progress, continue to progress. By the way, 23% body fat is great.
Yeah.
Dropping 3%, you'll see something in the mirror. But at what cost? 23% for most women. Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
No, 42.
Oh God, if you kept 23% and you just built muscle and got stronger and just kind of fueled yourself and then looked at, and tried to measure things like energy and strength and life quality, you'll probably get a little leaner over time anyway. You'll probably find yourself around 21%.
Okay.
Chasing 20%, you're going to sacrifice some of that stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of that, you're going to be like, I don't know if it was worth it.
Right.
I think if where you're at is amazing, like 23% and fit. So if you're strong and fit and you feel good, you got good energy, life quality is good, you don't feel like you're starving yourself. It means your hormones are probably good. You start to chase fat loss, especially over the age of 37. For women, you'll start to see hormone changes happen a little faster. You'll start to notice. So I would say don't even worry about it and just slowly reverse diet and just look at performance in the gym. Am I getting stronger? Do I feel good? If I am, let's just keep going in this direction. And then again, you'll probably slowly start to lose body fat anyway.
I think,
as a result.
Okay.
I think the question that I would ask that would determine my advice to you would be more along the lines of like, how do you feel at 1,800 calories? How do you feel at 2,300 calories? Like as far as the food, is it a lot of food? Is it little food? Do you feel like you're hungry all the time? Do you like, how do you feel at those two numbers?
Yeah, I would say at 1,800, 1,900, I'm very hungry.
Okay.
When I was at 2,300, I would say that I was going through the day and I was giving myself like scale of 1 to 10. I'd give myself like a 3. I was like, okay, I'm hungry when the meal comes, but I'm not like thinking about food. Like when I'm at 1,900, I'm definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, get to 23, 2,400.
Yeah.
That tells me right there that that's a good place for you
You could probably
to
go
be.
up to 25.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, you could, if you hang around 23, I think you'll lean out, like Sal was saying, over time. You could reverse diet and go up and then come back down and you'll lose body fat.
By the way, here's the other thing too, Christine, is that how tall are you and what's your total body weight? If you don't mind.
5'7", 145.
Okay. So if you gained no additional body fat, but you gained a few pounds of muscle, so your body weight went up, let's say to 148 or 150, first off, you wouldn't look any bigger. You would just look more sculpted. So you would notice more shape, more sculpt, and you would be leaner as a percentage of body fat. So if you just gain muscle, that's how your body fat percentage will go down as well. And then that comes with the wonderful benefit of better, more improved insulin sensitivity, better hormone profile, better energy, mobility. So I think that's the direction that you should go.
What program can we put her on? What are you on right now?
So I just kind of made up my own, honestly, and I just bought anabolic like a week ago. I haven't started it yet.
That's great. That's great. That's perfect.
Do the 3-day-a-week version in there. Prepare for the strength gains. Definitely reverse diet in that, and you're going to get strong on that.
Yep.
Okay. And do you think it's okay to start anabolic now, even though I'm not at my maintenance, or should I wait till maintenance?
No, start reversing. Start reversing while you're on it. And in fact, when did you? How soon ago or how long ago did you go up to 2,000 calories?
Just a week.
Just a week ago. Okay, go up to 22. Start MAPS anabolic. Watch what happens.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Great. Okay. I mean, you guys definitely, I was thinking I probably wasn't at, maintenance long enough. I mean, good to hear. Like maybe I didn't even need to go into a cut. So you guys definitely helpful. Thank you.
You got it. Good job.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Yeah. It's, she was moving and what she did wasn't bad. Cutting to 1,800.
No.
But she would have been better off staying.
Staying or like a lesser cut. She went from 23 to 18. She could have went to 21.
Yeah.
She could have went to 21, just a little bit of reduction, leaned out, probably a lot. She might have still lost a little bit of muscle doing that, but less. She'd lost less. Or she could have stayed right where she's at and just lost probably a little less body fat, but almost no muscle.
Yeah.
So
I'll never forget, like years ago, I went on, I used to do bulks. Well, I was always bulking. But for the first time in my life, I don't remember how old I was, I did a controlled bulk where I actually was generally looking at calories. And I'll never forget, I went on a controlled bulk because my old bulks were just like eat as much as I possibly can. But this one was like, okay, I'm actually going to try to do this the right way. And I did it. And I remember it was probably, I don't know, it wasn't that long after, maybe 6 or 8 weeks later, I was getting my body fat tested every few weeks. And my body fat percentage not only did it not go up, but then it started trending down. And I remember, and the scale was going up. And I remember this is the first time I realized, like, oh, if I gain muscle without body fat, my percentage goes down. And that's what happened to me. It was such a trip.
This is my greatest critique of the bodybuilder bikini world is this thought that we need to aggressively bulk in the off season is such a myth.
Yeah.
The best results I ever got was just kind of hovering around what I thought was about maintenance, eating till I was satisfied. Like when I started doing when I was in a bulk, because back in the days when I'd bulk, I was aggressively bulking. I was like stuffing myself.
I know exactly what that's.
And then instead of then I started doing in the off season, I started going, you know what? I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry. And it'll probably land me somewhere.
Hit your protein.
Yeah, hit my protein. That was the one thing I was really paying attention to. And then if I went a little bit over on calories, great. Or if I hit maintenance, it's fine. And then what ended up happening is what I try to communicate all the time is like, I probably was hovering around maintenance, but in reality, what that looks like are some moments I'm in a surplus, some moments I'm in a deficit, which is what causes what you said, which is I actually see the scale go up, but then I get leaner. It's like you're just adding muscle and you're sometimes actually losing some body fat. It's a perfect place to be.
Our next caller is Rachel from Michigan.
Rachel, what's happening?
How you doing, Rachel?
What's up?
Hi, guys. I'm really excited to be here. I was actually on about a year ago with a similar question. So my question last time was about if I could run MAPS 15 indefinitely and still get results. And this time my question is, what do I do if I've been overtraining on MAPS 15, since that's like the easiest program you have, because I'm pretty sure I'm overtraining on it. So
Let's get to the bottom of
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about the rest of your life.
Because that's not common.
What else is happening in your life that's adding to this? Sports, lack of sleep, going to bed late. What are you doing?
I mean, honestly, I think I get about 7 hours of sleep a night, and I don't know if that's enough. And I'm a really active person just in general. I have an active job, and then I have like a homestead at home. So then when I get home from work, I got to take care of all the animals and the garden and everything. And I kind of take care of my family a lot too. So it's just a lot of general life stress, I think.
Oh, you're a champion.
Yeah,
you have kids?
No, I'm only 22, but I take care of my younger sisters and stuff. So.
Oh, God bless you. Right. Walk me through a normal day, just so we get an idea of what this looks like. Tell me when you wake up and what you do with your job, and then when you get home. Tell us all about it.
So normally I get up at like 4:50 and I get ready for my day. I stretch and everything, and then at about 5:40 I end up doing a workout. I just do MAPS 15 workout, and I add a 5-minute core session into it. And then after that, I eat some breakfast, and then I head off to work. And at work, I'm a park ranger, so I do a lot of activity. I walk around a lot, take care of campers and stuff. I weed whip a lot, maintain the grounds and everything. And then I get home, and normally I start preparing dinner and everything for the family. And then after that, I try to get into my garden or out to my animals and tend them and stuff. And then by that time, it ends up normally being about 8:30, 9 o'clock by the time I finish everything. And I lay down for bed, and I instantaneously fall asleep, and then start it all over again the next day at 4:50.
Rachel, you're a beast.
Yeah, you know what?
You're awesome.
Hearing her story it reminds me of what we talked about yesterday. Or Kyle and I were talking about how 100 years ago, if somebody were to come forward in time and see that we pay for gym memberships to go inside and lift heavy things and put them back down, they would laugh at us.
Simulating it. You're actually doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So, this is like this is how people used to live, and so it's like doesn't require a lot of exercise in the gym.
You are exponentially more active than the average 22-year-old. You also have a tremendous amount of responsibility in comparison to the average 22-year-old. So, of course you're tired. So here's the deal. Do MAPS 15 every other day.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Don't follow this. Don't follow it every day. Do a workout, take a day off. Do a workout, take a day off. See how you feel. If you still feel run down, do a workout, take 2 days off. You're so active. You're probably so fit. I bet you if my partners and I tried to follow you around all day, we probably wouldn't last a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People always tell me I do like too much, but I just wish I looked like I was like more fit. Like I feel like I'm just so weak lately, and like my lifts have all gone down a lot in the gym, and I've lost like 12 pounds. I just feel like way overworked, and I just want to be like strong and lean, and I kind of just have like a lot of belly fat and stuff, and I just want to get like strong and lean, and I don't know what to do really either. So
another way to approach it, like to Sal's suggestion, is like, so right now we follow MAPS 15 the way it's laid out, only you're giving a day in between every time you go to the next workout. If you still feel this way, do 2 days in between.
That's right.
And then do 3 days in between, and just follow it in the same order,
sweet spot.
But you're always just going to be gapping days in there, and until you find the sweet spot. It could be only 1 day of lifting a couple lifts. It might be
that might be it.
But that's how I would do it. I was like, the way MAPS 15 is laid out, you start now giving the day in between each workout, and then if you still kind of feel that way, put 2 days in between each workout. If you still feel that way, put 3 days in between each workout.
Here's the other side too. How's your nutrition? Are you eating enough?
Well, that's kind of the thing. I thought I was eating enough because I felt satisfied, but I actually I listened to your podcast the other day about is under eating making you fat. And so what I tried to do, I was like, well, maybe I am under eating. Maybe that's why I'm so tired and my hormone levels are super low and everything. And I just feel so weak every day. Maybe I'm not eating enough food. So yesterday, actually, I tried to eat like a couple more eggs at breakfast, and I felt like a whole different person just trying to eat a little bit more. So I was like, maybe I haven't been eating enough this whole time.
Well, okay, what's your typical diet? Look, give me a typical day of food. What would it look like? Before you added the 2 eggs, what would you eat?
So it would be 2 eggs for breakfast with 2 glasses of milk. And then at lunch, I'd eat like a bowl of yogurt and cottage cheese with, I make a lot of jerky, homemade jerky. So I'd eat cottage cheese, yogurt, jerky, vegetables, and with some peanut butter. And then dinner's just meat and vegetables every night with some fruit.
You got to eat more.
Need some carbs.
You're like 1,500 calories or less.
Yeah, here's the other side of it too. You might have a nutrient deficiency.
Yeah.
Are you also taking a multivitamin?
Yeah, I take a multivitamin, and then I take some beef organs and some fish roe from Paleo Valley.
Oh, good.
So.
Okay, you're good. You got to eat more.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's all healthy food, but we just got to up the values.
Add 2 meals in between breakfast and lunch, and then you get another one in between lunch and dinner. And if you can't do that because you're too busy, add it and make it a shake. But don't go with just the protein shake. You make it with some fruit or something else, so you have some carbs in there too. Your calories are too low for all the stuff that you're doing.
Are you at least
need
doing
energy.
whole milk when you drink your milk? Is it whole milk?
Yeah, it's raw milk from my neighbor.
Okay, good,
so.
good. Okay, at least you're doing that.
Yeah. Bump. You got to eat way more, honey.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
eating too little.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll
Especially for your
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah.
It's funny it took me that long to realize it, because I think I started realizing it yesterday, because I'm like, I've been going down like half a pound to a pound a week, and I haven't really realized why. And I think it's that I'm not eating enough food now.
Oh,
So
No,
We're all creatures of habit.
You got to
It
eat
happens.
you got to eat a lot more. You got to eat a lot
Yeah,
more.
okay.
Yeah, bump the calories and take the advice on the day, gapping the days until you start
That's
to
right.
feel good. And what should happen is with the increase of calories like that and a little bit more of a break on the training, you should start to build muscle. And then
Oh,
building
yeah.
the muscle will speed the metabolism up, will help you get leaner.
I bet you just eating more is
you'll
going to make
feel
all the
strong.
difference. I bet eating more is going to make all the difference in the world.
I know.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, because to be honest, I just really want to get really strong and lean. I just feel so weak. Like I just want to feel super strong every day. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You gotta eat
That'll
more.
help.
You got to eat a
lot.
lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Really push the calories. You're eating healthy food. I'm not worried about you eating garbage.
Yeah.
So push the calories. Throw some rice in there, some potato. Have some meals in between breakfast and lunch and dinner. Do the every other day workout. We're gonna have you back on again because I want to follow up with you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love that, because really, I feel like I've been struggling for a long time, because my life's kind of been like this since I was 16, I started working out, and I just feel like I've never really made any progress, because I've always been taking care of my younger sisters and my family and stuff. And then now with the full-time job on it too, it's been a lot. And I just really want to
Overworked and underfed.
Yeah. This is one of those cases. There's an old saying that's not true, but sometimes it is, where someone says there's no such thing as overtraining, just under eating. You might actually be that person. So I think really bumping your calories, like getting 1,000 more calories, would probably make all the difference in the world. Yeah. And where do you find time to? Where do you find time to do fun, like things like date and stuff like that?
I don't really, to be honest. I kind of just like, normally I have like an hour on a Friday night and I maybe watch a movie. Besides that, I'm always just working all the time.
Well, all right. Hopefully a nice
you
young
gotta
man
fight for
watches
some
this.
leisure time
Yeah,
for
you're
you,
catch.
yeah.
That's good for you.
For sure.
22 years old. You're on the right track. Eat more, every other day workout. We're going to have you back on in a couple months, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'd really appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much for your time and everything. I really appreciate it.
You got it.
All right.
All right. See ya.
You ever meet a kid and you're like, you have good parents or something.
I know. Like you're a
Like that is a
champion.
responsible, hardworking kid doing all the right stuff.
Almost too responsible.
Not lost in the whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. We didn't ask her diet. Towards the end, I'm like, I wonder if she's under eating, doing all that. And she's eating like 1,500 calories a day.
Or
Barely
less.
any
When I was
carbs
doing
there.
that quick math, I was like, I don't know how much of that beef jerky she's having, but that was like the highest.
Yeah, and beef jerky is like just protein.
I know. And that's like, of all the things she listed, it was like, that's like the
she
highest
needs to
calorie
eat
thing
like
she would eat.
2,800 calories a day doing all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
Not no
yeah.
1,500.
That young, that much movement and strength training. And for sure.
Especially if she's losing weight on the scale, like she said. For sure.
Yeah.
Our next caller is Justin from Indiana.
Justin, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Hello. Hey, nice to talk to you guys.
You got it. How can we help you?
So the question I had, just to get right into it, is so I'm a full-time ER critical care nurse. I'm in school for my nurse practitioner. I also personal train on the side, Anytime Fitness, and work for a brand called Mutant, promoting them. So I've read a lot of self-help books, and one in particular was Arnold Schwarzenegger's self-help book, and he really dialed in that book on we all have the same 24 hours in the day. So I generally agree with that. However, I work 12-hour shifts. I also work weekends, holidays, stuff like that, which is a typical, healthcare rotation. So what tips, advice do you have to help get to the gym and meal prep and still try to get your adequate sleep after working a 12-hour shift?
Yeah, you gotta take some time off and rest more, brother.
Yeah. What program are you running of ours?
For a nurse practitioner?
No. What program of ours are you running? What MAPS program?
Oh, I actually am not running one currently.
That would be a good place to start. And I would start you with like MAPS 15. You're the perfect person to follow something like that.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
That's more than enough training for you to stay well fed, focus on your sleep, enough to send a signal to build some muscle.
Yeah. You're not effective if you do too much.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely the mentality, and I get it, you can do anything, push yourself, but I think you got that. I wouldn't be worried based off of what you said that you're not doing enough. Yeah. You're probably doing too much is what it sounds like. So you got to rest more.
It's about adapting, not
so that you could be more effective, so that you have more energy, so that you can see the results from working out. So it's actually less is more with you for sure. So follow MAPS 15 and don't do any of the strength training. And watch how you feel. And I think you'll feel a lot better. You'll have more energy for all the other stuff.
Yeah, we'll send MAPS 15 over to you. You're gonna like that. It's perfect for you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Do you have any advice on? So should I, if I work 3 12s in a week and I do a 12-hour clinical day, so 4 12s? For a while, I was trying not to work out on those days because I was already doing a 12-hour shift, and I would maybe go for a mile ruck for with a 30-pound vest or something. Do you think it's beneficial to work out on those days or take those days as your rest?
I definitely wouldn't ruck.
Yeah, MAPS 15 would be appropriate. It's 2 lifts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 lifts.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do an hour ruck.
You can also do this. The way we've designed it is you can smash 2 days together. So you could go day 1 and day 2 could be one day. It's a short enough workout. So then you just do. So you could have, when you have an off day and you feel really good, well rested, you could smash 2 of those workouts together and then take a day off before you go to the next one. So you could set it up like that too.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that helps a lot. I'll definitely have to look into that. I haven't looked into it at all. Yeah, I've been caught up with all these other things, but
we'll send it to you. We'll send it over to you. We'll send it to you so you got it and follow it the way it's laid out. The only thing that I would change or modify for you is you can put 2 days together on your off days. So because it's designed for you to be lifting every other day or every day.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. That sounds good to me. I appreciate talking to you guys. That's really the biggest question I had, is just to see what you guys thought about. After working 12-hour days.
The hard part is going to be doing as little as we're telling you. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Right. I think you're right on. I do struggle. I feel like if I don't make it to the gym after a shift, that I'm not doing enough.
Think about it this way, okay? Because what's behind that, what's fueling your desire to do more and more and more, is because you probably want to be effective. You probably want to be effective at work, with your family, in life. You sound like you're a pretty driven person. And you're not being effective right now because you're doing too much.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this and you start to feel good, if you listen to us and you start to do this, you got to trust it for a little bit. You're like, oh my God, I got a lot of energy. I feel great. Your tendency is going to be like, cool, I'm going to do more now. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. Stay effective.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And what would happen?
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Sal's spot on. I mean, you're CrossFit, Spartan, Tough Mudder, Ruck guy. You're going to have you're a client that we've trained many times, and the desire to do more is going to be the hardest thing for you to do. Yep. Trust. If you trust us, run the whole program as it's laid out. I promise you're gonna feel great.
You have a family. You got a wife and kids.
I got a girlfriend and a large family.
Okay. Yeah. You got to make yourself effective, dude. You're doing too much.
Yeah. I think I mentioned reading all those self-help books. I think having David Goggins in the back of my head, it definitely doesn't help.
Worst.
Yeah. No.
Terrible advice.
Terrible for fitness for sure.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to follow up with you in a couple months after you do it, because I think it'll make a huge difference for you. So if you reach back out to us after you've been following MAPS 15, so you got some accountability there. So stick with it. and then
Okay.
write back to us in a couple months and let us know how you're feeling.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. I really appreciate the time, guys.
You got it, man.
All right,
Thanks
Justin.
for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
I want to be clear. The message that Goggins will say and other people like that will say, which is like push yourself, grind. Like there's value in that. Like don't get me wrong, there's definitely value in that. But if you do that all the time, you're not only not effective, you're ineffective. Yeah. You burn out, and you're doing nobody any benefit. Now you're just idolizing the feeling of being, of crushing yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit of a martyr kind of syndrome.
It is.
That message is so strong and resonates with so many people because so many people need that and they're not doing anything. And,
Yes.
and trying to get them to go that hard is okay, maybe they'll do something in that direction. It's rare that you get somebody like this who's already doing too much. That's the worst message.
Yeah.
And he's a small percentage. Most people aren't doing all these things and they could do more in their life. And so
Plus, it's rooted. Wasn't Goggins in the military? Wasn't he like? Yeah. So that like
it works perfect for military mindset.
Well, yeah, because you're in war.
Yeah, you have to overcome.
Yeah, you're not getting sleep, dude. You're dying, and so you got to keep going. So that makes sense. But you're not in war.
It's not great for your body.
and you can't live that way all the time.
body composition change is science. It's not grit.
Yeah,
It's science. And there's a right dose. And more of that dose is not better.
No.
It's like
It's like I'll take 2 ibuprofen from a headache. Oh,
And-
you know what I'll take 20. Dead.
yeah. And that dose is dependent on the person. It's not this general rule that, this is the perfect amount of strength training. It's like there's a perfect amount of strength training for each individual and each individual at certain periods of their life.
That's
and
right.
when you have this going on in your life, you need very little of a signal to build muscle. And any more than that is only going to throw you in that overstressed.
Our next caller is Dulce from Texas.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you, Dulce?
Hi. Oh my God, this is unreal. Thank you so much.
How can we help you?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. This is very exciting. I've been listening since 2018, and this is crazy. Like I consider you like part of my family already.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome.
This is crazy. Yeah. Oh God.
We're like cousins.
Would you like me to read my email and then my questions, or just jump into my questions?
No, whatever you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, my name is Dulce Berber, commonly known as Dolce, because a lot of people pronounce it that way. Either way is fine. I'm a fitness and nutrition coach, creator of Fit by Dolce, my small business. I'm reaching out not only as a devoted listener of your podcast since 2018, but as a coach and a woman who owes a big part of her growth and transformation to your show. I live in Texas, though I was raised in Mexico most of my life. English is my second language, so please forgive me if my pronunciation isn't the greatest. Still, I speak from my heart. Over the past few years, your content has been a lifeline for me. You have helped me stay grounded, keep learning, and believe in myself through some of the most difficult seasons of my life. The live coaching episodes especially have changed the way I think, train, and coach others. My fitness journey began 10 years ago, but for the first 8 years, I was doing nearly everything wrong. I struggled with OCD, still part of my life, but it's way better now. Disorder eating, obsessive behaviors around training. I punished my body and underate, trained out of fear, not intention. It wasn't until the last 2 years that I began to heal from the inside out. I began to educate myself properly, nourish my body, and train with purpose. I've also worked closely with a great online coach who's helped me structure my own training and overcome the harsh way I used to treat my progress. I'm still very tough on myself, but I have come a long way. Professionally, I hold a national certification through NCI. I also completed 2 fitness certifications while I lived in Mexico, and I'm currently working hard to earn my NASM certification. Fitness is my true calling, but it's not my full-time job yet. I'm working 2 jobs right now to support myself and my family back in Mexico. And while my financial situation has been tough, I haven't given up. Today, I write to ask 2 honest questions I carry with me every day. Number 1, do I still have the potential for meaningful muscle growth and physical change at nearly 29 years old after spending so many years training improperly. I have been training consistently for a decade, but only the last 2 years have been guided by real knowledge, proper nutrition, and recovery. Sometimes I wonder if I've missed my window or if my body still has more to give. And number 2, how can I overcome imposter syndrome as a coach? Even after 3 years of helping some of my clients improve and studying nonstop, I still find myself doubting my worth. I sometimes feel like my small wins are just luck, not the result of hard work. I want to believe that I'm a great coach, that I truly belong in this space. I want to build a mindset that keeps me inspired and moving forward, even when fitness isn't yet my main income and life feels uncertain. Your podcast has been more than just education to me. It's been a voice of strength, reason, and hope. Thank you for everything you have done to the community, and especially what you have done to me, because you don't realize it, but you have changed my life in the positive way. I'm deeply grateful, and I will be honored if you took the time to share your perspective.
Dulce, I like you a lot. I like you a lot. So the first answer to your question is yes, of course. 29 years, you could do it at 79, okay? But at 29, yes, your body could respond and change and all that stuff. Here's what I like about you. You have good character and you're humble. You're the kind of person that I want working for me.
Oh my goodness.
I want you to go to mindpumpjobs.com and I want you to apply, because we are looking for virtual coaches who can work from a distance.
Okay.
Now the hiring person is Kyle, so he's in charge of hiring.
Okay.
We've given him all the authority to do so. He's the one that makes the decision. But I want you to apply there because you've got really good character. You're the kind of person that I think would be a good addition to what
Thank you. Like, I think that was my standard. I was like, if I feel like I'm ready to apply for the Mind Pump guys, then I have done a good job as a coach. And honestly, I feel like this is my calling. Fitness is my everything. I have overcome so much, and fitness has been part of my life. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. It has been a huge part of it. I feel like so many things have changed thanks to fitness, not only physically, but mentally, especially mentally.
Yeah, I get that. How much family do you have in Mexico that you support?
I do have my husband. We're working on getting his legal residency right now. I have my sister and my dad. And I have my 2 pets.
Yeah,
I want to address the imposter syndrome, since it's so common in our space. It's common in any profession, I believe, but I feel like it's even more common in personal training. And there's two big keys here. One is outwork your self-doubt, meaning the more reps you get, you're going to build confidence in who you are and what you're capable of. And then number 2, don't misrepresent what you do or what you can do. I think what happens is why trainers get imposter syndrome is they're making promises, they're telling people they can do this, and in their head they're going, but I've never done that before. So don't say that. So don't tell somebody you can or did something that you haven't done yet. Be honest. And I think there's something so freeing about saying things like, hey, I've never had somebody like you, but I'm so excited to take on the challenge, because I'll tell you something right now, nobody's going to work harder at helping you than myself. I have a passion for this. So speak your truth. Speak who you are, where you're at in your current journey, and people will receive that. If you try and pretend like a lot of trainers do and act like you're something that you're not, that's where imposter syndrome creeps in. So speak your truth, be honest, do not be afraid or to say where you're currently at in your journey of this whole process. And then the second one is just get those damn reps in. If a person is not in front of you, if you are not helping somebody, even if it's for free, you're missing out on the education and the learning phase of this whole process. And I'll tell you, once you've got 100 reps in your back pocket and you look like that confidence on how you speak about what you do will be there. Yeah. And so that's the key, those 2 things.
Just to piggyback off that too, like it's not, you're not doing this for the approval of other coaches. You're doing this for the education and knowledge for your clients and to really build them up specifically. And so your motivation is always about like bringing in as much as you can to help and to guide these clients. And so I know that becomes a trap for a lot of trainers where they're trying to portray this knowledge out there, so other coaches will kind of agree with them, or they'll get approval on some level. But really, if you just stay focused on that and what you're good at, and you have a lot to give, so just always remember that.
They'll say a trainer with a little bit of knowledge who builds incredible relationships and trust with their clients is infinitely more effective than a trainer with all the knowledge that does a terrible job building relationships and trust with their clients. And what leads to that relationship and trust is consistency and honesty. So when you're vulnerable and you're talking the way you are right now, that's why I said I like you.
Yep.
Because you weren't pretending. You're just like, hey, here's the deal. Here's where I came from. This is what it means to me. This is what I love doing. That's the character of a trainer that does a great job with clients. So when we hang up here, go and apply, and hopefully Kyle and you can meet or talk, and it works out, and then you'll get more clients than you can handle.
Regardless, take the advice. So I said, okay, on the imposter syndrome, no matter what happens.
Yes, I will.
Go get those.
For sure.
Go get those reps. Speak your truth.
Mindpumpjobs.com.
There it is.
Mindpumpjobs.com. Okay. I'm gonna look it up right now.
All right, Dulce. We'll see you there.
Thank you so much, you guys. God bless you. Okay. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you. Yeah, it's all about character. Now, if she meets all the other criteria, Kyle's does an amazing job at hiring good people.
Yeah.
But that's it right there. That's the character. And she presents that to her clients. You know, they're going to love her. Mm-hmm. They're going to want to follow her. They're going to listen to her, and she'll connect with them because she's not putting out this fake, I know everything kind of persona, which a lot of trainers will do, but it comes out of insecurity, and then it really does feed into that imposter syndrome. All of a sudden, you're trying to live up to something that you're not. All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. One of the keys to fat loss is protein. It's true. If you're not eating a high protein diet, you're not going to burn as much body fat as you can. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the smartest ways to use protein for fat burn and to build muscle. You got to watch this.
I wish I understood this earlier in my career. I think it was probably almost 10 years in when I started to just focus on this with clients.
I knew it was important,
yeah,
but I don't know how important.
Yeah, I knew it was important, but I also didn't